So, welcome to my presentation. I do have a lot of experience in giving speeches and giving talks, but I have only recordings in German. So that's why I also want to present you my English presenting style. And in this short video, I will explain the Scrum Flow, basically how the Scrum framework actually works. For a Scrum framework, in order to tackle something, you need an idea or a vision. You have to have something in mind that you want to achieve. Yeah? And if you have something you want to achieve, then of course you need a team. Yeah? And the Scrum team consists of actually three roles. Yeah? You have the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master is, let's say, the lateral leader. Yeah? He is the facilitator. He is responsible for getting a high-performance team, for productivity, for getting rid of any obstacles. So this is the first role. The second role is the product owner. The product owner is responsible for the what and for the return of investment. So he's in charge of the vision. He's in charge of where are we going to or in what direction for the product and for the solution. And of course you need a development team. Actually the team that actually really builds that product or that solution. And typically this team is cross-functional because you want to combine all the cross-function, all the skills that are necessary in order to build the product and solution. And if you have a team and a vision and an idea, then it's important in order to get started that you have the first small pieces. You have a big elephant and you have to slice it into pieces in order to actually start your first iteration. And that's where the product backlog comes in charge. The product backlog is the container which consists of all the requirements for the product or the solution. And these requirements in Scrum are called user stories because they are phrased from a perspective of the user. So the user actually wants something, some functionality that the product or the solution has to provide. And the product backlog is structured that the most important stuff is at the very top. Yeah? And this stuff at the very top is also very small in order to get working on them. Yeah? And as far as you get to the bottom of the product backlog, the more larger the pieces get, because it doesn't make sense to discuss in detail about requirements that have to be done in 2 to 3 months. And what is also important, the product backlog doesn't consist of every requirement for the product. So it's basically a container for the most important stuff. So let's say for the 40 to 50 items. When you are working in the iterations, then it's important you get a sense of feeling how the velocity of the team is. Yeah? So you actually get to know how much can a team achieve in one iteration. And that's where the release plan comes into place, that you give the stakeholders some kind of expectation management, what they can expect in which iteration. Of course, this is a plan, it can be changed, but at least in order to do some proper expectation management. This, let's say this part here is the strategic part. The strategic part of Scrum where you always refine the product backlog, the release plan, probably also the vision and the idea. The other part is the tactical stuff. The tactical stuff consists of one iteration, and basically the iterations each iteration follows a plan, do, check, act circle. And the iteration is typically from days to a maximum of 4 weeks. And it consists of 5 meetings. So you have the sprint planning in the beginning, where you decide what are we actually doing in this iteration and how do we do it. Yeah? So that's basically the plan part. You plan the iteration. Then of course you do it. Yeah? You work on the items, and you have a daily meeting in order to sync between all the development team members, who can help whom, are there problems and all that kind of stuff. And at the very end of the iteration, you do this check part. You check, you get feedback. Feedback for the product or the solution from all your stakeholders, from users, from customers, and all that kind of stuff. And you get feedback for the process, so retrospective. You do an internal meeting where you talk about what's working already good, what can be improved. Yeah? And this is the check part, and the act part is according to these insights here, you change, for example, the product backlog, you change your way of working. And actually that's how Scrum works. Thanks for watching.